Hey, all of my friends from Quest, happy Friday. And I don't remember if you're going to watch this in the morning or the afternoon, but happy Friday. It's your meeting, and this is our last video for the year. And I want to talk about two things. And I'm going to make 2 points. I'm going to unpack those points, and then I'd like you to talk about it. I'd like each one of you to share your thoughts on these 2 points. Now, you may not agree with me. You may not see it the way I see it. That's not really the point. The point is, I'm going to take these two thoughts, I'm going to lay them at your feet. You pick them up, you examine them, and then you reflect on them with everybody else in the group. And I want you to go all the way around the table or however the room is set up and have each person give their thoughts. First, change. Change. You've gone through a change. Einstein said that everything within us was only enough to get us where we're at today. If we want to go any further, if we want to be any better, something's going to have to change. You've heard me say that progress and change are indelibly intertwined, that there can be no progress without change. You've always also heard me say, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So change. I would suggest to you that change is important, change is critical, and change is the key to us being better tomorrow than we were yesterday. Einstein was pretty smart, funny haircut, but pretty smart. He knew that even he, one of the smartest men that ever lived, if he wanted to be better tomorrow than yesterday, he had to make some changes. He had to do things differently. He had to adjust his approach or his style, thought processes, enhance his skills. Change. When we were all together just a few weeks ago, it hasn't been that long ago. We were all there face to face. I asked you to reflect on what you would change to get a different result. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And just rearranging those numbers, 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4, is still going to get you 10. And so I challenged you to look introspectively on what you were going to change. The way you organized yourself, a skill, part of your network, what were you going to do? And each one of you told me what you were going to do to get a different result because you weren't completely satisfied with the result that you were getting. Have you changed? Have you done that thing? Have you adjusted style, approach, not your principles and values? Was there something you used to do that you've stopped doing? Have the edges gotten a little round because you've gotten complacent? You've settled in because you're pretty good? The greatest danger of greatness is pretty good. Change. Most of us are caught up in a Western mentality that says that one day we'll make it. We'll work our asses off till the one day we make it. You know that most legacy, what I call legacy cultures, those are the cultures that have been around for thousands of years, they don't have that concept. The Japanese concept is kaizen, continuously improving. Sojourning in the Hebrew culture, and earte in the ancient Greek culture. In all three of those examples, they pursued excellence through continually getting better at their craft, continually getting better at their chosen vocation, continually getting better at life. Continually getting better means change. So I want you to thoughtfully consider, as you finish up this year and project out into next year, what are you going to change? What are you going to do a little bit differently tomorrow than you did yesterday? What is that area of growth that needs to occur? And I would suggest you are best in class. I've told you that before. So it's probably not big wholesale changes. It's just little margins. And what will you commit to me? And what will you commit to each other? And what will you commit to yourself? That you'll do a little bit better or a little bit differently. And you can't just tell me try harder, because that would imply that you weren't trying very hard before. Second thought. Well, to share my second thought with you, I have to tell you about what happened. Remember when I was with you, I had that boot on? Because I hurt my ankle coaching 9-year-old girls soccer. And our 9-year-old girls soccer team, guess what just happened? We won. We won what? We won the city championship. Yeah. Remember I was checking the score and well, when I got back home, no one gave us a shot. No one believed we could. And yet, come the tournament, we won the city championship. The U10 girls, AYSO, Carson City, Nevada, champions. All the camera people are laughing right now. Yeah, we won. A long time ago, I used to coach. I coached on the high school and college level. Some of you know that. And my coaching philosophy was pretty simple. I would ask the kids, why are you here? And they were to say the following, to love one another. And then I would say to them, why am I here? And they were to say, because you love us. So that was the basis of the success of this team. I challenged them to love one another. And I said that very openly. Why are you here? I would say to them. And the 9-year-olds would look at me and look at each other and they'd say, to love one another. And then I would say to them, why am I here? And they would say, to love us. And that was the reason that we won the city championship. It's been 23 years since I've coached. And the last time I coached, we won a championship. This time I coached, we won a championship. That time was with a bunch of young men and it was a national, but this was just a bunch of 9-year-olds. What does this have to do with Quest? Love. This season, coaching these champions reminded me of something that I had forgotten. That love is the strongest force in the universe. And that if we want to have a great team, or if we want to have a great organization, or if we want to have a great company, it'll boil down to love. The love that you have for your chosen vocation, the love that you have in serving others, and the love that you have for one another. You know why love? Because love is what makes a grandmother pick up the car that has just pinned her grandchild. Love is what makes the father work 3 jobs to put his kids into college. Love is what makes the dad go the extra mile for the son who has a dream. Love. You think about in your life when great things have happened. They've usually been rooted in love. It was love that painted the Sistine Chapel. It was love that has done all of the great movements of society. The purest and best is always rooted in love. Money's not much of a motivator. On Maslow's hierarchy of life, or whatever the hell they call it, money's not even in the top 5. Love. What's my point? My point is that Charlene loves you and loves Quest. So much so that sometimes her emotions and passions, she can't control them. She's working on that and gotten a lot better this year. Hopefully you love one another. Hopefully that love manifests itself in going the extra mile, dedicating yourself and committing yourself to putting out the best possible product for your team, those people that are sitting in there in the room with you. And hopefully that love manifests itself in giving your best to a client, giving your best to those that you serve and those that you lead. Love. What if we built the whole company on love? Oh, you can't do that, Ian. There's tough times. I mean, we just recently saw sometimes business is tough and tough decisions have to be made. You can't talk about love. Well, I think you can. Because even in those kind of tough decisions, sometimes the loving thing to do is make that tough decision. So here's what I want you to thoughtfully consider. I want you to thoughtfully consider how much you love each other and how this company is a special place. And to keep this company and keep it growing and expanding so more people can experience the unique culture of love that it is, it's going to take your best. Just like Nia and Nadia, and just like Hallie and Emily and all the other little girls. just like all of them. The only way for them to win the championship was to love one another. Well, the only way for Quest to grow is for you to love each other. And that love manifesting itself in giving your best each and every day. Giving your best as a leader to your people that you serve, to the people that you lead, and to one another. Now you might think it's Pollyannish. You might think it's trite. Optimism, love, positive attitude. Well, I would suggest to you this. Optimism is a strategy. Because unless you have the capacity to see tomorrow being better than yesterday, it's highly unlikely that you'll take the steps to make it so. Love. How much do you love each other? Do you love each other enough to change? Do you love each other enough to give your best? Do you love each other enough to innovate and come up with creative ideas? Do you love each other to go the extra mile? I don't know. But I know this. All great things come from love. So that's it. We've come to the end of the year together. Well, 10 months. We'll have our coaching sessions next week. You and I can talk about the two thoughts, change and love. And I hope that you'll talk about it now in the room. How does love manifest itself in a professional environment? And how would I see that you love each other, you love the organization, and you love the client? Take care of yourself, and look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.